Hey, so I haven't done one of these in a while. So, wanted to share about a routine post-deployment health screening check that I did a few hours ago with a fellow redeploying soldier. We have to do these every time we redeploy. We do them before we deploy, and then after we redeploy, and then again after we redeploy, just to make sure everybody's okay. And before I share that, I just want to, it's a recurring theme that I've noticed. Several of my colleagues have been experiencing a big letdown upon return. Disconnection, relationship troubles, moving to different units, and having to make new friendships. And on top of that, the deployment environment is a lot closer knit in general than the garrison environment. And so, I feel this too. I miss that camaraderie and the closeness. I was just thinking that the other day. So that's a common theme. And I've had some really good conversations with a lot of the redeploying soldiers or redeployed soldiers, fellow soldiers. This one today, one yesterday, but also one particular today, I noticed on his screening form that he had some health concerns and some anxiety and some relationship concerns. And so I gave him a call and I said, hey, what's going on? And it became clear that he was under a great amount of stress relationally and just emotionally for several months. And I started talking to him from my own experience, and he said, it's like you know. I didn't know him very well at all. He's like, it's like you know me. And I was like, well, let me tell you something. I have recently become aware of some of my own anxious tendencies, and furthermore, they are apparently quite deep-seated, and I have tried to hide them from myself and others unsuccessfully. And he's like, yeah, I hate admitting it. I don't want to admit that I'm anxious. I was like, yeah, it doesn't go very well for men who admit their anxiety randomly, at least openly. You have to be very selective and tactical about how and to whom. There's a C-17 flying over right now. I just want to show you that. That's awesome. All right. Okay, I'm an aviation nerd. Anyway, so we have to be selective, particularly as men. It's not just a professional concern, it's a relational concern. If we reveal our insecurities or our anxieties to our significant others, it oftentimes doesn't go well. Ask me how I know. But besides that, so I was telling him about all these things that I kind of hypothesized about him, and he was happily surprised, if not amazed. And I just said, hey, I know because I have personal experience. And we talked about his medication, and we talked about getting into groups, and he said he'd had some trouble with alcohol in the past. He can feel himself verging towards that old rut again. And I said, yeah, we got to figure out some way to deal with your anxiety and emotional undercurrents before they manifest again in this old destructive habit. And so we talked about various 12-step groups, and he's engaged in he finally has been able to get a behavioral health appointment tomorrow, so he's hopeful for that. And I said, yes, I recommend a men's group. I, by the way, host a men's group every Wednesday, Dudes with Issues, and I found it very productive. It seems to be that telling the truth about the things that bother us the most and want to hold on to and hide the most is actually the key to all future progress. figure that one out. And he's like, yeah, I know. And I said, I just want to encourage him. I said, listen, you may be drowning right now, but as one who felt similarly not all that long ago, you're fixable. And he's like, yeah, you know that. And I could hear him tearing up on the other side. I just think as men, we really need to connect with each other. As men, particularly, it seems more in this century than the previous one, we're more disconnected. And I think disconnection hurts men in particular. And as men go, I think society goes. Not to toot our own horn, because I think we're in trouble. I think we really need to connect. And we don't have to be open with everybody, but we need to be honest, and we need to be honest with ourselves first. And I think that the role of religion in our society decreasing has been greatly to our detriment, because religion implies church, implies meaning, implies relationships built in, which I covet. I mean, that's the easy button. Church is the easy button. And I would say, even if you didn't believe in God, you could still derive some benefit, probably a lot of benefit, from just plugging into a community like, if not actually, church. Just go. You'll get the benefit of going. People that are positive. Not all churches are healthy, but most are healthy enough to get a lot. Shoot, I still consider it a cult, but there are worse things. That church provided me structure and friendship and potluck food during my childhood when we were poor, and I was just, I needed all those things. Even though I've outgrown that particular denomination in my perception today, it was good. It was essential. So all that to say, community, purpose, connection, tactical openness, radical honesty with yourself first. I've been doing a lot of work, and I have been so productive personally and professionally for the past 4 weeks, really more so than I've been in the last 5 or 6 years. And just want to share that particularly for the men out there, but this holds true for women too. Women are increasingly disconnected, and I know a lot of subscribers to this channel have shared with me their loneliness. That's a real thing, and I just can't recommend enough your local church. It's not perfect, but neither are you, and we need each other. Okay, I'll close with a gratitude or joy inventory. First of all, I loved seeing that C-17 fly over. That was awesome. Second of all, it's been beautiful here these last few days. Just fall-like, sunny, balmy. My run today was a full minute faster than my one last week where it was hotter. I sat down today to do a kind of dreaded project, and I prayed. I was like, God, I need focus. I need to not be distracted. And do you know what? I set my alarm for every 50 minutes to take breaks, 50 minutes, and I just kept working straight through all those. And 5 hours later, here I am, mission accomplished. So it's been good. Anyway, thanks for sticking with me. I know I don't post that much, but I had this today, and I thought, you know what? Let's get back in the saddle. I still intend to do the live chat, live stream. Gosh, is it this Saturday? Yeah. All right. Hope you're well. See ya.